These 5 people are worth nearly $500 million, and they're ready to invest their own money into the best business ideas they hear. But can anyone convince them to part with their cash?
It's taken me a while to develop it, but it's come from a family recipe, which I've tweaked to perfection.
So it's a shortbread with a jacket stuck in it.
My 3-year-old would rip that off in about 5 minutes.
How?
I could assure you he would.
Have you thought about taking up money lending in South Auckland? You'd have a field day, my friend. You could sit there and sign them up at about 400% interest.
Here in the Dragon's Den, cash-hungry New Zealand entrepreneurs are about to arrive with the business ideas they think could make millions. They'll pitch their ideas to 5 investors who could give them the money to get their businesses going. And so far, the Dragons have invested $750,000 of their own money. So who are our 5 investors? The Dragons in the Den. Our first dragon, Sir Bob Jones, built his empire by first investing in commercial property. His wealth now stands at more than $200 million, making him one of the country's leading entrepreneurs. Julie Christie made her $25 million in the media industry. She sold her multi-million-dollar entertainment company earlier this year and has other investments ranging from hospitality to a South Pacific resort. Paul Webb started the cut-price airline CityJet. However, he hit the headlines when the company collapsed in 1999, but has since rebuilt his personal fortune to more than $20 million through investments in companies ranging from media to commercial fishing. Aucklander Annette Presley is worth more than $35 million. She started off investing in recruitment before buying and transforming Australian telecom businesses, and she's now the face and owner of internet firm Slingshot. Barry Colman started off his $130 million fortune in the publishing industry as founder of Liberty Press. He also has many high-end investments, ranging from retail through to aircraft manufacturing. First into the den, a young man with a lot of confidence. But will the Dragons understand his market? Fashion and financial flair don't always go hand in hand, but Jalal Ibrahim thinks he's got both and wants $100,000 to prove it. He's convinced that a love for labels will help expand his clothing business, and he wants an investor to share his dream in exchange for 10% of his company G'd up.
How's everyone doing today? My name is Jalal Ibrahim. I'm the CEO and founder of G'd Up Clothing and Footwear. We are New Zealand's premier source for authentic sportswear from the USA. I started my company in 2004. At the time, I had no idea I was a born entrepreneur, but I was soon to find out. I started my business with $500 and an idea. My idea was to source authentic sportswear and urban wear from America, import it to New Zealand and sell it with a reasonable markup. I started selling at the markets and online, and I started to make a great number of sales. All my profits were reinvested in my business. I decided the next logical step was to open up my first retail store and become more professional. And it started off very successful, although we did have some major setbacks. We were broken into 3 times and completely looted of our product. These setbacks would normally put a lot of people out of business, but it only strengthened my resolve and determination to make this business work. It also gave me great confidence that my product was in high demand. We've been open just over a year now, and we turned over just over $160,000, and our net profit was just over $20,000.
Jalal's G'd Up clothing may be literally flying off the shelf, but getting a dragon to commit the cash might not be so easy. He's clearly passionate about his business, so Julie Christie wants to know more about the investment opportunity.
And what are you asking us for?
Looking for initial investment of $100,000 for 10%. The ratio is not negotiable, but the percentage is. So I could go all the way up to 40% for $400,000. The reason being, this is an existing business. It's a proven product. It's a proven seller. The market is huge. It's all high-end. The average price is over $100, and it's all from some of the world's leading brands. Our customers want an authentic experience. They want to feel close to their sports heroes. They want to wear the same jersey as their favourite rapper or their favourite athlete actually wears. And this is priceless. We often only import 1 or 2 of each item, which means that our customers, when they do purchase an item from us, they can pretty much feel like they are one of the only people in the country with that item, and it does give them a feeling of uniqueness. And in thousands of transactions, I can honestly say I've never had one dissatisfied customer, not one.
What are you going to spend $100,000 on?
Initially opening up 2 to 3 more stores in the Auckland area alone.
What, for $100,000? You wouldn't get a shop fitter for $100,000.
So the $100,000 is going to get you 3 more stores?
We believe 2 more stores initially, and we'll put some more money into the existing store in Newmarket. Also, I'd like to take a trip to the US to develop more relationships with suppliers so we can increase our product range.
My name's Paul.
Yep.
And I think, you know, good on you for having your little business there that's ticking away, but it's certainly not an investment that I could take seriously, and for that reason I'm out.
Well, based on your track record, I think that I wouldn't want to do business with you anyway. No offence.
Well said.
Paul Webb is out. Jalal's arrogance has appealed to Bob Jones, but do the other dragons see G'd Up Clothing and its retail expansion as a deal worthy of a $100,000 investment?
I'm out just because I find clothes, the market's too crowded.
Charles, my name's Barry. This isn't my scene, I'm sorry, mate, so I'm out.
I would love to give you some money. But I think you need to go and get a business mentor. And, anyway, good luck, I'm out.
4 dragons are out. Jalal and his youth clothing range now have to rely on the oldest dragon, Bob Jones, for any investment.
This is South Auckland territory, isn't it?
No, it's not. Our customer base is everywhere from the rich white boys to the Polynesians to people with jobs. This is high-end stuff, so you need money for this. This doesn't come cheap.
You've got to have an affinity with the activity. I'm sure you understand that. And it's simply not me, this sort of stuff.
Can I interrupt you there? I can put you in touch with our generation. This is a market that you would normally not be in touch with. I can put you in touch with...
Yeah, but I don't want to be in touch. I'm appalled by them, mate. I'm appalled by them.
It's
They're
a huge
disgrace.
market. You want to make money, don't you?
I've got plenty of money.
I know you've got plenty of money, but you could have a hell of a lot more.
Are you trying to tell me this, Jahal, that after you've been at me for about a month, I'll have a baseball cap on my head and some sunglasses on top, that sort of thing?
You don't have to be in the limelight wearing this stuff. Listen, the highest compliment that you could have from people my generation would be someone to say, Bob Jones, he is gangster. If someone said Bob Jones, don't you want to be in touch with this generation?
You don't listen. I'm appalled by them. Everybody my age is.
Have you had your day in the sun, or do you want to stay out there a little bit longer? We can do it. Trust me, we can do it. Give me a chance. This is 100 grand's nothing to you. Give me a chance. Give me one chance.
You're not listening. I don't want to be involved in the activity. Are we all done?
Jalal's desperate plea to have Bob Jones as the face and investor of his gangster clothing, G'd Up, has failed. The dragons couldn't see his retail venture as a good investment, but a smug Jalal isn't leaving the den without the last word.
I know that some of you are getting on a little bit in age, and I know that it is a hard product to understand.
Who would have picked it? I mean, he turned out to be one of the liveliest ones we've had, actually. Very persistent, wasn't
Like pretty scathing on me.
What did he say to you? Oh, I wouldn't have a bar.
He said he's a loser.
You have to admire his sort of determination, nevertheless.
I'm exhausted from watching that. You came in, you took on Bob Jones, and you nearly won.
Bob Jones was someone I targeted from the start as definitely a potential investor, someone I felt could add a lot of experience and value to the business, someone I felt could mentor me through these times of expansion and growth.
You offered to turn Bob Jones into gangster.
Bob Jones is gangster. He just doesn't realise it yet.
Nothing's going to put you down, is it?
No way.
Well, many congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Well done. Coming up, one of the nation's favourite sweets could be adding legal problems into Andre Wilk's secret family recipe.
Now, Jaffa, is that not a trademark of a chocolate manufacturer?
Not Jaffa, Jaffa of Cadbury as it is, but Jaffa for just another friendly opener.
I think it's a load of crap, actually, but consumerism, if it's available, they'll buy it. Because I know, because I'm putting up with it at home.
The Dragons are looking for diversity and range in a potential investment. They're not so keen on the one-trick pony. Christchurch landscape gardener Robin Henderson is poised to garnish the nation's dinner plates. But will her one idea tempt the Dragons out of $50,000 to get her business growing? She's come to Dragon's Den prepared to give up 20% of her business.
Hi, I'm Robin. I've designed and produced a stylish kitchen utensil that's for living herbs. It's called a living herb holder. So these are designed to look really funky in your kitchen, and it's designed for the herb to last longer. It's designed to let them breathe while it supports them. These have been available in supermarkets nationwide for 3 years. I've sold 17,000 units. And the cost per unit is $6, and I wholesale them for $10. My thought with it is to check out production in China, where I could create more of a profit margin. I'm looking for $50,000.
What percentage are you offering?
Percentage, 20% of the business.
20% for 50,000.
So I can certainly see with volume and with a cheaper product that as a business it could be fantastic. So I'm hoping for some enthusiastic dragon to look at it and say, with the right marketing, with the right packaging, you've got a goer.
Robin Henderson's already proven she can sell her holder for living herbs, but is the market large enough to tempt the Dragons?
Tell me, how many of these products do you think you'll sell in New Zealand?
It's a home-based business and I can't produce enough. But my vision is, if we can take it that step further with production in China, so they come back packaged, ready to go, I could go to some of the bigger chains. So it could be huge.
What demographic were the supermarkets that you stocked these in?
There's 23 supermarkets that it's supplying. They are at Remuera, Eastridge, the upper echelon, high socioeconomic. But they are also available in places like Rangiora. Dunedin does really well. Basically, we are targeting the homeowners from, say, 25 to 60.
Robin's clearly identified who she plans to sell her herb holder product to. But is Bob Jones one of them?
What's wrong with just having a normal little glass with the bloody herbs in them?
If it's a glass,
yes.
A tall glass, it can fall over and break.
Well, it doesn't.
Well, if it doesn't, a tall glass won't allow the herb to breathe. So they rot.
Well, they seem to be. I mean, this is what's irritating.
Robin, it's obvious why you've got your target market.
Bob Jones hasn't grasped the need for Robin's herb holder, and that's frustrated Paul Webb, who now wants to bring the focus back to the investment opportunity.
Have you had any prices from China? Or?
Yes. The cylinder itself I can get produced for 50 cents in China, and then the profit margin goes from 30% to 70%.
Are you going to drop your price?
It would depend.
So you're not intending to drop your price?
Not unless...
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
What's your retail price? You told us your wholesale price is $10.
Sure. This is... With scissors is $14.95, without scissors $12.95, and one of each is $26.
Don't even think about dropping the price.
No.
If you can make them for 1 cent in China, it'll make no difference to what they'll pay here.
With the ability to drastically slash the cost to make Robin's living herb holder, her business opportunity has gained some appeal. But to do that, she needs $50,000. So will Julie Christie be tempted to invest?
Well, I'll just say that I absolutely will buy 4, but it's just, I've got doubts about the number of units you'll be able to sell, so I'm out.
It's just not for me, I'm afraid. It's not the sort of business I could get passionate about. So, Robin, I'm out.
Julie Christie and Barry Colman could not see the profits in living herb holders and are out. Paul Webb has been interested in the holder right from the outset of Robin's pitch. So can she persuade him to make a financial commitment?
I would invest the $50,000 that you want. I want 40%, but I want it myself. And that's up to you to decide.
I think you've done a great job. I think you've got great potential. Yeah, I'd buy it. Yeah, I'm prepared to offer you exactly the same as Paul. And I'm not negotiable.
But you two don't want to go halves?
I don't want 20% of the entity because I don't see it as being big enough to warrant managing for 20%, and I really want 40% of it.
Robin now has 2 offers from Annette Presley and Paul Webb. They're both willing to pay the $50,000, but want 40% of her company. Bob Jones has all but written off Robin's herb holder because he cannot see a need for it. But does he see its potential to make money?
I think it's a load of crap, actually, but consumerism, if it's available, they'll buy it. Because I know, because I'm putting up with it at home. I don't think it's necessary, but I accept that people will go and buy it, and Robin's evidence is that they are. But to teach Paul a lesson, will somebody come in with me for half?
Bob Jones' style of negotiation doesn't hinge on haggling for a high equity stake, but that's exactly how Paul Webb does business. To hammer home his point, Bob Jones is now attempting to spoil his rival's offer with a better bid.
Have you thought about taking up money lending in South Auckland? You'd have a field day, my friend. You could sit there and sign them up at about 400% interest.
Be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, I think you'd like it.
So that's your offer, is it, Bob?
Yep.
Well, I'm not in on that.
I couldn't get into bed with somebody who didn't like what I was selling.
No,
that's an
And
awful
she doesn't
thought.
look dumb to me.
No, that's a very good point you make.
Okay,
yeah.
so thank you, Bob.
No, I
I'll turn
understand,
that one down.
What I've got to offer you is we've got a media company, and we could provide some promotion through that media business.
Sure.
We've got a range of different investments, and obviously where those people are suitable, we could wheel them in to assist in making this product go national and obviously to Australia. But obviously production's a key, getting to China and getting it out of there with some quality.
Yes.
And we need to make sure that that happens.
Sure.
The things that I could do for you are involved in the internet, obviously.
Sure. Well, I was thinking of developing a website. That was the other idea I had.
We have 130,000 customers today that I have access to every day.
Yes.
So that's a pretty powerful marketing tool in itself.
Sure. Well, I'm certainly prepared for the expertise that I would get to give 40% of the business to an investor. I think probably Paul's offer, that between us we could cover the field of what we'd need to get the turnover. So, I'd certainly be thrilled to accept your offer.
Great, we've done a deal.
Robin's got the $50,000 she came for. She's decided to take Paul Webb's 40% offer, leaving Annette Presley with nothing.
My concern is that this program conveys to the public out there the cliched lie that commerce is dog eat die, law of the jungle and all that. And we all know that is simply not true. and where every proposition that's put has to be bloody haggled over.
They lower their
Well, do
sites.
they? Are they
do.
sure?
Of course they do.
Barry, why
you
were
get
you
people
out?
coming in here asking for 5%.
Many congratulations, Robin. You've just made yourself the 50 grand you came for. What made you choose Paul over Annette? Because they both wanted it.
I wanted both of them, but as Annette said, she didn't quite have the skills that I needed, and Paul had the media that is definitely what I need to take it that next step further.
You did end up, though, with the Dragons fighting over you, fighting amongst each other. Is this what you expected when you came here?
No, I thought the product might not be big enough volume for them or big enough business, but they all really thought the product was fantastic and that there was potential there. So that's brilliant.
Well, regardless of what decision you made, a great day's work. Well done.
Thanks, Royden.
They're now in cafes in Auckland and hoping to get them nationwide in supermarkets and also through internet sales.
Dragon's Den attracts many budding entrepreneurs. It's a lucky few who manage to leave with the cash they came for. However, for most, it's back to the drawing board. Paul Dolden arrived with an idea to put advertising in restaurant and bar toilets. But Bob Jones didn't think the clientele would even notice.
They're drunk. They're not taking things on board.
Have you pitched your concept to ALIAC, the Alcohol Advisory Council? No, not as yet.
And his appearance certainly didn't endear him to Bob Jones.
You get out, have a haircut for a start, and get out and start selling the space.
Julie Christie was sceptical Paul had even come up with an original concept.
I actually have seen exactly what you're talking about on the back of plenty of toilet doors, and it's usually for adult entertainment. I just don't think it's unique. I've seen it before. It's already there, and so I'm out.
Online ideas are always a hard sell, but Pradeep Raman had a slick presentation for his recruitment website.
This is a place where people with any type of skills to offer, be it bricklaying or rocket science, will be able to advertise themselves using multimedia portfolios. Sure, there are a ton of job sites out there, from Seek to Monster to Yahoo Hot Jobs, but they all follow an ancient blueprint that does not deliver any of the benefits that I've mentioned.
Annette Presley, a specialist in internet services and recruitment, thought Pradeep's online service had one glaringly obvious flaw.
Anybody who's excellent at what they do, in your field in particular, I can't see them doing this, putting their CV on your site, because those top-of-the-line people, we need to go and headhunt. We know that, but great presentation, I'm out.
Te Araha's Mapuna Turner turned up with her family recipe, a hangi in a bottle.
We'll have hangi for our kai, pipi kapai. Let's have a Māori hangi right now. I've called it Māori Essence of Aotearoa, the authentic hangi additive. And my pitch to you is one small bottle of mea, Māori Essence of Aotearoa, one quantum leap for Māori to DIY hangi kai.
What's in the bottle?
Secret recipe, just like Colonel Sanders.
Bob Jones was concerned the mixture and its secret ingredients may not get past government authorities.
I'm sure I'm right. You have to get the health department to approve it in some way, don't you?
Absolutely, and that's why I've gone...
And they will want to know what's in it.
Yes, they do. They're going to have to have a test on it to see that it's not going to poison anybody.
Despite her honesty, none of the Dragons saw Mapuna's bottled essence as big business, and she left the den with nothing. Aucklander Andre Wilk has come up with a tasty temptation for the Dragons to invest $50,000 in his family recipe. In return, he's willing to give up a 30% slice of his business. So will any of them see Jaffa Bites as a sweet deal?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andre Wyke, Managing Director of Jaffa Bites Limited. As you can see, Jaffa Bites, a chocolate chip biscuit with a giant Jaffa on top. I'm a chef for 8 years, and I invented these cookies at home. I had a bowl of Jaffas with me while I was baking these biscuits, and thought, hey, why not? Let's throw one on top and see what happens. 10 to 15 minutes later, Jaffa Bites were born. Just over a year later, they are now in cafes in Auckland, and hoping to get them nationwide in supermarkets, upon airlines, school fundraising, and also through internet sales. I also have created some other biscuits using Cadbury products. This one here it's called an after dinner bite. It's using the same dough but also with cocoa through it. And this one here is called an island bite. It's the same dough but with toasted coconut through it and a pineapple lump on top. I'm extremely proud of what the product that I've made. I'm looking for an initial investment of $50,000 at 30%. As you can see, Jaffa Bites I take everywhere with me. This is where I met Alamin OP, the lead singer, the drummer. Recently I went to Fiji for my birthday party, met these two gorgeous women and decided to do some Jaffa Bite modelling. Had an opportunity to meet Hayley Wishnera. She absolutely loved them.
But the question is, do the Dragons love Andre's Jaffa biscuits enough to bite on a $50,000 investment in return for 30% of the company? They want to know if there's more to the business than just cookie dough and celebrity taste testers.
Sorry, Andre, just tell me, what is it a cake or
a sweet shortbread biscuit?
A sweet shortbread?
Sweet shortbread biscuit.
Okay, and what's it compete with?
To compete with biscotti.
Right.
And other dry biscuits out there on the market, which I think my biscuits are a hell of a lot better.
Andre, tell us about you. How did you get to this point?
I'm actually working full-time as a chef for a catering company. I actually use their kitchen to bake these biscuits at. I've struck a very good deal with the boss, and for every hour that I'm working for her, every hour that I'm doing my Jaffa Bites, I owe her an hour. Doing a function for her.
I'm Julie. What's in your recipe?
I wouldn't like really say that chefs don't really give away their secrets, but it's taken me a while to develop it, but it's come from a family recipe, which I've tweaked to perfection.
So it's a shortbread with a Jaffa stuck in it?
Yes, chocolate, yes.
The recipe has amused the Dragons, and now it seems there's an issue with the name Jaffa Bites.
Now, Jaffa, is that not a trademark of a chocolate manufacturer?
Not J-A-F-A, J-A-F-F-A of Cadbury as it is, but Jaffa was just another friendly Aucklander.
And there's been no reaction from the Jaffa manufacturer with those two big articles in the national newspaper?
Not at all, no. Nothing has become of it, no.
So do you buy the Jaffas? Well, obviously you don't make the Jaffa piece that you put on top. You buy that direct from Cadbury?
I buy it from Gilmore's, and I'm actually setting up an account at the moment to buy them direct from Cadbury.
It's not like buying flour. I mean, you're buying somebody's product, using their name and reselling it.
Not exactly using their name, sir, but...
Pardon?
Not exactly.
You mean you've only got one F?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that'd run in a court.
You might need your $50,000 for the law case.
But, I hope they see that I'm actually using their product creatively and not reproducing their product and selling it.
You're taking the mickey out of us, aren't you?
Andre, my concern would be that if it became any sort of success, then the Jaffa owners would come after you. And so I'd be worried that I'd be buying into legal problems. So I'm sorry, but I'm out.
Mate, you've got to get 10 out of 10 for initiative.
That's about where it ends.
But, you know, as a deal, I'd be out.
Julie Christie and Barry Colman couldn't see Jaffa Bites as a credible business and are out. Paul Webb decides it's time to see if the financial side of the company is a little easier to swallow.
So what are your sales?
I've sold 7,760 biscuits over the last year, and with $6,350 worth of sales. I know it's only a low number, but you've got to think this is only a part-time job for me at the moment. We're still working full-time, but I do plan to have this a full-time job.
But, okay, so out of the $6,000 though, how much profit did you make?
Sorry, I don't have those numbers with me at the moment, ma'am.
It's phenomenal that you remember how many cookies you sold. And how much money you made.
Andre is a business person who has started up and succeeded in several businesses and had a few not work as well. If you can't understand your profit, then I'd suggest you go back and work it out. I'm really not interested, I'm out. Okay. Good luck.
Cheers.
I'm out myself.
And regardless of its merits, which I really do question, frankly, Andre, there's no question that you can't use their name, and you are. Taking one F away is not doing that. But I'm bewildered by the product. It's sort of like offering smoked fish with porridge or something together in the same bowl. They don't seem a natural mix. So I'm out, I'm afraid.
Thank you, sir.
The Dragons just could not see past flaws in Andre's Jaffa Bites business, so he leaves the den with his cookies, but no cash.
Don't you feel a bugger? I mean, I love their enthusiasm and having a go and all that stuff you want to encourage. I mean, that's not just for commercial reason, having a go at anything. And yet, how can he come up with such a bloody dumb idea? A Jaffa and a shortbread, they're not a natural mix.
Bad luck, Andre. You didn't get what you came for. Do you feel your presentation may have let you down?
I could have maybe had a few more numbers on hand and maybe a bit less nervous, but I'm sure I'll improve on that later on.
You were, however, given 10 out of 10 for initiative. Are you going to take this business on?
Yes, I'll be taking it on a lot further. They'll be in supermarkets very soon with the right company and hopefully airlines, fundraising maybe. Go from there, see what happens.
Up and beyond. Yeah. Well, best of luck with it.
Great, thank you.
Coming up, a mother's desperate need to cure her son's allergy has led her to start a unique clothing company.
Just put mittens on their hands.
They take them off.
Well, to have them so they're tied round the wrist. I mean, come on.
Now, the next would-be entrepreneur is mum of 3, Rebecca Plain from the Bay of Plenty. And she's looking for an investment of just $80,000 for 25% of her company.
Hi, my name's Rebecca. I'm the Managing Director of Comfy Cotton. I've got 3 children, and my second son Reese was born with multiple allergies resulting in eczema. As he grew older, the eczema covered his whole body. So he would itch, scratch, you'd go into his bedroom at night and there'd be blood everywhere from the scratching. I first searched for a market to see if there was anything out there that would do this for me, so I didn't have to do it. There wasn't. You go to a doctor and they give you a cream to put on it, it doesn't help it. There's no cure. 25%, up to 25% of children in most Western countries have eczema. That is our potential market. I'm asking for $80,000 today for 25% equity in the company. Huge opportunity to make money. No one else is doing it in this area at all. No one else. It's my designs, all my designs. I've created them through what I needed for my son. I know my market. I know who they are. They're parents of children with eczema. And
Rebecca, you need to tell us what your product is.
My product is a whole range of clothing. Pants with feet, so they can't scratch their feet. Bodysuits up to size 6, because children with eczema will scratch their stomach and back if they don't have a bodysuit on.
My 3-year-old would rip that off in about 5 minutes.
How?
I could assure you he would.
Rebecca's asking for $80,000 in return for a 25% share. Paul Webb is a little sceptical about her comfy cotton children's clothing and wants to know more about its point of difference.
Is it the special cotton that stops the dermatitis, or
No.
is it the fact you're stopping them from scratching themselves?
We're stopping them from scratching themselves. The cotton is a bonus. Children with eczema can only wear cotton.
Now, my son had severe eczema, still does, and I actually wish greatly that this product had been around. He's 12 now. What my mother did is she got a pillowcase and basically cut the top of the pillowcase and put a band around it. So essentially it worked the same.
Rebecca's pitch has been given some unexpected help from mother of two Julie Christie, whose personal experience with eczema has highlighted a need for the comfy cotton clothing. However, not all the dragons can relate to the problem.
Not being a world authority on babies.
You've got 8.
It doesn't matter. I totally avert my
He's got 8 children, but he's not an authority on them.
Oh my God.
I've not heard of this as the scale of problem you're implying it is, this eczema, but tell me this, it just seems one very simple solution. I mean, you're not solving the eczema problem, you're not solving the irritation, so the child cries presumably, but doesn't compound damage by, is this what you're saying, by scratching?
A lot of children that have the eczema do like a wet wrap treatment, or they are covered in creams, and this helps to just let the cream stay for overnight. They can put a sleep suit on and the creams will soak in overnight.
Can I tell you then a better, cheaper, easier way of dealing with this?
Yeah, you can tell me. I'd love to know.
Just put mittens on their hands.
Doesn't work.
Why not?
They take them off.
Well, have them so they're tied round the wrist. I mean, come on.
When you've got a child with eczema, they will do anything to scratch themselves. They use any part of their body. And I know you say you don't think it's a big part of a problem that I'm saying it is. I didn't know either until I had a child with eczema.
I didn't say that. I said that I wasn't personally aware of this.
No. These are one of our huge sellers as well. These are specifically designed to go right up to the arm.
Yeah.
So they're a lot harder to take off than mittens. When they're babies, they can't take these off.
No.
And then they get to a certain point where they know they can't.
I would be out because I can't see how any of it's necessary beyond the mittens.
I'll give you my son for a week and you'd find out.
Good answer.
But I mean, there are easy ways to overcome that without...
It's a bad problem, Bob.
Bob Jones is out, but Rebecca has taken a feisty stance in defence of her product. Will this impress the remaining 4 dragons and show comfy cotton has a wide enough market?
At the moment, a sleep suit costs $45 to manufacture.
I think also, Rebecca, one of the keys is that we've learnt over many years what not to do when starting out, which is just about as important as knowing what to do.
Rebecca Plain has come to Dragon's Den with a clothing business for kids with eczema. She wants $80,000 for her comfy cotton range and is willing to give up a 25% share. Bob Jones hasn't seen a need for it and is out. With a product so niche, will any of the 4 remaining dragons be tempted to invest?
What's your turnover?
Our turnover for the last 18 months, we've had a turnover. Sales of $25,000. We've been manufacturing in New Zealand, which hasn't been successful for us. We're moving to Vietnam. We are decreasing the manufacturing costs.
Are you putting your prices down?
We are going to be putting our prices down. I would like to put the prices down to become more attainable for more people. And we can certainly do that and make a greater profit at the same time.
What does it cost you to manufacture one of your suits at the moment in New Zealand?
At the moment, a sleep suit costs $45 to manufacture. Yeah, a lot.
Right,
it's going to cost $15 in Vietnam.
And what are you going to sell them for?
I would possibly think of selling them for approximately $48 now. We're direct to customer at the moment. We don't stock anything in any stores. That's something we'd potentially look at with our new lower costs from Vietnam.
The ability to cut manufacturing costs has given the dragons an insight into how comfy cotton could turn from a small home-based operation into a much more profitable business. Will it be something Annette Presley sees as a worthy investment?
I've got 2 kids. Neither of them have had eczema. So I just don't know enough about what you're doing, the market for it, the manufacturing side of it, about your product. So I'm out. Good luck.
Well, I would definitely be in for $80K for 25%.
I haven't confirmed whether Barry's in or not, but if Julie's in, I'm in, And if Barry was in and we took a larger percentage, we could probably bring a lot more to the table and help you to develop this business into a real business.
Yeah.
And I would put a proposal forward that we collectively put 80,000 in and take 17% each, which is a lot of the company. But at the end of the day, it brings 3 people to the table that could probably add a lot of value and turn your business into something very substantial.
I think it's a clever deal. And we all feel that you need a lot more money than 80,000. Your turnover at 60 is, if this works, is grossly underestimated.
Well, this new offer seems to sit well with Julie Christie, Barry Colman and Paul Webb. For $80,000, the 3 dragons take a joint 51% share in Comfy Cotton, more than double what Rebecca intended to sell. Will she be happy to lose the controlling share of her company?
$80,000, I can get that from someone like my mother. I am coming to you today to see what you can bring to this business. I think that I'm one person. If you have other people on board with expertise in separate areas, that we can go a lot further. So perhaps I'd like to ask you what each of you can bring to the company, what you feel that you could do.
I myself have a media company which can generate advertising and alike at a very economical rates. And that also means that we've got expertise within those various businesses that I can call upon to assist us to ensure that we get sound value.
We can bring the right sort of retailing, wholesaling, manufacturing expertise to you.
Okay.
I don't think we necessarily need to know anything about baby clothes or manufacturing baby clothes.
I think also, Rebecca, one of the keys is that we've learnt over many years what not to do when starting out, which is just about as important as knowing what to do. So I think between the 3 of us, we've had a bit of experience in the not to do category, as well as what to do. And I think that would have to be of significant assistance to you.
Would you take 16% each?
I wouldn't.
No, we wouldn't have control over our funds. At 70% each, we've got some control over it.
Okay, so that means I have 49. Is that?
That's right.
No, I'm happy to do that deal.
It's great. Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Rebecca's tamed the dragons. She's got Paul Webb, Julie Christie and Barry Colman on board for $80,000, and in return they each get a 17% share in Comfy Cotton.
They were good quality that she had. That was good cotton. It was good quality. The biggest battle is the cost per unit's very high.
Too high, and she's trying to retail these at what, $80 or something?
Way too high.
But I'd leave the $80 range there, and I'd bring another one underneath it. So if you've got wealthy people with babies and people that are having them late and they've got lots more money, keep the $80 job and then drop another one in there at 45.
Yeah. What she needs is patent protection of these as a first up.
Rebecca, fantastic result. You must be delighted with what you've got.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it, yeah.
But you have had to give up 51% of your company. That's a controlling stake. How does that feel now that you sort of walked away from that?
I'm a bit nervous about it at the start, but I believe that the Dragons can bring more to the table than just the money, so I'm really happy with what they're going to do.
Well, many congratulations. It's a great product.
Thank you very much.
Look forward to seeing it.
Okay.
Amazingly, the Dragons have now invested more than $1 million of their own money in new ideas from the budding entrepreneurs of New Zealand. But not everyone can be a winner. Andre Wilk and Jalal Ibrahim are going to have to prove the Dragons wrong and make it on their own. And they may have the passion to do just that. In business, you never give up. Goodbye.
There's quite a lot of clever engineering, and most of the engineering's gone into this frame, which is only 0.9 of a millimetre thick.
Essentially, it looks to me like a trail bike with mountain bike wheels on it.
How much have you put in so far? What's the cost?
Personally, about 400,000. And we've had about 400,000 from other people.
Right.
You know.
So really another $250,000, so it is nearly equal to a third of the company, not 10%.
Your pitch was terrible. I think the worst I've seen.
It looks like an abomination to me, I'm sorry. It must be the ugliest bike I've ever seen in my life.